So my girlfriend and I have this routine. Every weekend we hit up yard sales, hunting for deals to flip on eBay. It's our thing, and we found some real gems over the years. Last Sunday, I saw this ad on Facebook for a yard sale about 20 minutes from our place. It sounded promising, and we figured, why not? We're always down for a good find. We got up early that day, grabbed some coffee, and made it to the place right when they were supposed to start. It was a quiet, wooded area, not too far off the main road. We pull up, and there's a bunch of old furniture and random stuff outside the house. No other cars were there, which was weird because usually these things were packed. But hey, maybe we were the first ones there, so no biggie. So we get out of the car, ready to start browsing. But then it hits us. There's no one around. No signs, no tables, nothing set up the way you'd expect during a normal yard sale. Just the stuff scattered around, like someone had started setting up and then bailed. We figured maybe the owner was inside, so we waited a few minutes. Still, nothing. We thought about just checking the items out anyway, but something felt weird. My girlfriend suddenly goes, someone's in the window. I look up at the house, and sure enough, there's a figure just standing there, watching us. It was a man, probably in his late 30s or 40s, but it was hard to tell. He wasn't doing anything, just staring at us from behind the glass. We yell out, "Hey, we're interested in buying something." No response. The guy did not move, did not wave, didn't even blink from what I could tell. He just stood there watching us. At this point, we were both getting really uncomfortable. Something about the whole scene was just giving me serious bad vibes. My girlfriend was like, "Let's just go, this is too weird." I agreed. We started heading back to the car, feeling creeped out and just wanting to get out of there. We got into the car, I start the engine, and that's when I heard it. A rustling sound, like someone shuffling around in the back. I turn to look, and there's this guy, filthy, wild-eyed, and looking like he hadn't showered in weeks, going through my stuff in the third row of my SUV. He was rummaging through my bags, just acting like he owned the place. We both screamed, yelling at him to get out. My girlfriend's trying to unlock the door to jump out, and I'm about ready to lose it. The guy bolts out the back door, sprinting towards the house, and we're sitting there in shock, trying to process this chaotic situation. But then we see her. An old woman is now standing by the furniture in the yard, looking straight at us. She's got her hand on the guy's head, petting him like he's some kind of dog or something. And the way she's looking at us, it was like she wanted us dead. She did not say a word, but her eyes, man, I've never seen anyone look at me like that. And it was pure hate. We did not stick around. I floored it out of there as fast as I could. My girlfriend was freaking out, and honestly, I don't think I've ever been that scared in my life. And as soon as we got home, I left a review on the Facebook ad, warning people not to go anywhere near that house. I didn't get into all the details, just enough to let people know that it wasn't right. The post got taken down pretty quickly after that, but I still wonder what the hell was going on there, and who were all those crazy people. Needless to say, we won't be yard sailing in that area ever again. A few years ago, I decided to move out of my house and into a bigger one across town. I had a ton of stuff that I did not want to take with me, so I figured the easiest way to get rid of it all was to have a yard sale. I planned it for a Sunday morning, and I spent the whole week previously putting up signs all around town to make sure people would show up. Sunday morning came, and the turnout was huge. People were arriving right on time, and everything was going smoothly. I was selling a lot of stuff, meeting new people, and everything seemed normal at first. But then, about halfway through it, I noticed a guy in the crowd who stood out. He wasn't like everyone else there, who were busy looking through the items or chatting with me and each other. This guy was wearing a farmer's hat, black pants, and a tucked-in polo shirt. It was a weird combo. He wasn't talking to anyone or browsing. He was just standing there, watching. After a few minutes, I went up to him and asked if he needed help finding something. He didn't say anything. He just nodded his head, real slow. It felt awkward, but I shrugged it off and went back to helping other customers. An hour passed, and he was still there. He hadn't picked anything up or spoken to anyone, just standing in the same spot, staring. I approached him again, asking if he was looking for something specific. No response. This time, not even a nod. He just stared at me with a blank expression. Around noon, most of the stuff was sold, and people were starting to leave. I was getting ready to wrap things up, but the man in the hat had not moved. I was getting annoyed at this point because it was just him and me left in my driveway. So I went up to him again and told him the sale was over and that he needed to leave or I'll have to call the cops. That's when he finally spoke. He laughed a little and said, "They wouldn't be able to help you," before walking away. The whole interaction was just creepy. I watched as he walked down my driveway and out into the street. I went inside and spent the rest of the day packing up for my move. Later that night, probably around 9 or 10 p.m., I was in the living room boxing up some stuff when I heard a knock at the front door. I thought maybe one of my neighbors had come by to chat or something, but when I opened the door, no one was there. I stepped outside, confused, and looked around, but the street was empty. That's when I saw it. Sitting on top of one of my plants by my front porch was the farmer's hat, the exact same one the man had been wearing earlier. My heart was racing, but there was no sign of him anywhere. I grabbed the hat, threw it in the trash, and locked my door. I kept my phone and my gun close to me, in case this guy wanted to try something. I didn't sleep well that night, and even though I was supposed to stay there a couple more days before moving, I ended up crashing at a friend's house instead. I never saw that man again. I've moved to a new place since, and nothing like that has happened since then. But to this day, I have no idea what his deal was. I've read articles online that yard sales can attract some odd people, but this guy was just plain bizarre. Hopefully I don't need to move again anytime soon, because I am not looking forward to having another yard sale. When I was about 10, we had a yard sale at our house. We did it pretty often, but this time was different. We spent the entire day before setting everything up. Clothes were neatly hanging on racks. Shoes were paired up and lined along the driveway. Books and random household items were laid out on the tables. It looked great, organized and easy for people to go through. Sometime mid-morning, this family showed up. They had 3 kids, and as soon as they walked in, everything went downhill. The kids immediately started running around, grabbing toys and throwing them on the ground. I remember one of them opened up a box of Lego sets and just started mixing all the pieces up. Their parents didn't say a word, just let them run wild. The mom, meanwhile, was going through everything like a tornado. She was pulling clothes off the racks, tossing them onto the ground, not even looking at the sizes or prices. The dad wasn't much better. He was opening boxes, flipping through books, and leaving everything in total disarray. Then the mom goes to the shoes. I remember she grabbed probably 20 pairs and just carried them all to our little checkout table. She did not even look at the sizes, just grabbed whatever. Then she turns to my mom and says, "I'll give you $10 for all of these." My mom, trying to stay polite, said, No, these are individually priced. Let's add them up and we can see what we can work out." The mom just huffed and, without a word, dumped all the shoes onto the ground. She shouted to her husband and kids, "Let's go," and they all just left, leaving our yard sale area looking like a bomb had just gone off. Clothes and toys were everywhere, shoes scattered all over the driveway. It took us a while to clean up the mess that they had made. The rest of the day was pretty normal, but that family stuck in my head, mostly because of how rude they were. By the time it got dark, we packed everything up and moved what we didn't sell into the garage. We were exhausted and didn't think much about the chaos from earlier. That night, though, things got weird. I was in my room when I heard this rustling noise coming from outside, like someone was moving stuff around in the garage. My dad must have heard it too, because he got up and told me to stay in my room while he went to check it out. A couple minutes later, I hear him shout, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" I ran to the window that faced the driveway and saw my dad standing by the open garage door. Two figures were bolting down the street, disappearing into the darkness. It was the mom and dad from earlier, no doubt about it. They were going through our unsold yard sale stuff, putting things into bags when my dad caught them. We were all shaken up, especially when my dad found something just outside the garage door. A gun. One of them must have dropped it when they were running away. It was terrifying to think that they were armed. We called the cops, and they came out pretty quickly. They took the gun, and it turns out it was linked to some other crimes in the area. They were able to track down the family because of it, and eventually, both the mom and dad got arrested. I don't know what they were planning to do if my dad hadn't scared them off, but thinking back, it could have been a lot worse. If they hadn't dropped the gun, or if my dad had walked in on them while they were still in the garage, who knows what could have happened. Needless to say, that was the last time we ever had a yard sale. Hey, what's up guys, it's Spooky. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you survived. If you did not know, I have an Instagram. Follow me on there so we can connect. I also have a Patreon. On there you'll have direct access to me and can see the upcoming videos, polls, and soon-to-be exclusive stories only shared on there. If that's something that interests you, please consider joining. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Stay spooky and I'll see you in the next video.